49 Gluten-free Recipes, Gluten-free Recipe Book Series, written by Katarina Nolte, narrated by Melora Cordes. Dedication 4P. Quote, I think people are more savvy about cooking, food, and dining. I notice they are looking for more value for their money, not in larger portions, but more in terms of healthier, fresh, farm-to-table dishes with a nice presentation. End quote. Source, Kat Cora at BrainyQuote, brainyquote.com. Disclaimer. The statements and information in this book have not been evaluated by the FDA. It is not intended to treat, diagnose, cure, mitigate, or prevent any disease. The content provided is for informational purposes only. Before starting any healthy or wellness program, always seek the advice of your physician or other qualified licensed health professional. Neither the author nor publisher take responsibility for any possible consequences from any treatment, procedure, exercise, dietary modification, action, or application of medication which results from reading or following the information contained in this information. The publication of this information does not constitute the practice of medicine, and this information does not replace the advice of your physician or other healthcare provider. Are you trying to avoid gluten? Are you bothered by the fact that most processed foods contain gluten? Are you interested in preparing food from scratch? Did you know that you can prepare a delicious, nutritious, homemade meal from scratch faster than it would take you to get takeout or home delivery? Are you interested in learning how to do this step by step? If the above applies to you, read 49 gluten-free recipes and discover the chef in you. Acknowledgments. I would like to express my gratitude to all the people who publish and otherwise share practical information on the subject of wellness. Introduction. Ever greater numbers of people are experiencing digestive issues relating to gluten and other problematic substances found primarily in grains, legumes, dairy, and processed foods in general. Gastrointestinal conditions including irritable bowel syndrome, IBS, inflammatory bowel disease, IBD, leaky gut syndrome, LGS, candidiasis, celiac, Crohn's, and small intestinal bacteria overgrowth, SIBO, produce an array of digestive and extradigestive symptoms and can result in premature degeneration and an early death. One of the best-known culprits for gastrointestinal irritation is gluten. Gluten is a protein found in grains, pastas, baked goods, cereals, processed meats, sauces, dips, dressings, sweets, and in many frozen and canned foods, as well as in fast food and many restaurant foods. Because we only started consuming grains and legumes in the last 10,000 years or less, most of us have not yet adapted to it enough to be able to digest it. Resultantly, we experience negative health consequences affecting our gut, energy, mental function, nerves, hormone levels, connective tissues, immunity, and fertility. It should be noted that not everyone who feels less than optimal when consuming gluten has an outright allergy. An estimated 1% of the population suffers from a gluten allergy. The remaining sufferers fall into the category known as gluten intolerance or gluten sensitivity. Generally, most people who quit consuming grains, corn, soy, dairy, and added sugars/sweeteners report increased energy and overall wellness, which shows that gluten is only a part of the problem. More importantly, once individuals switch to a diet consisting of whole, organic foods prepared at home from scratch, digestion and well-being improve. In addition to dietary changes, it is advisable to take into consideration that commonly used items like toothpaste, creams, lotions, cosmetics, and pharmaceuticals, as well as glues and plastics, also often contain gluten. Switching to gluten-free products can, therefore, be beneficial.